evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Multiple cities across the country, citizens collateral to civic apathy. The pothole menace continues to plague mega cities, be it Bengaluru to Chennai, Mumbai, to cities in Kerala where bumpy roads have become a recurring nuisance which continue to claim lives.
Potholes that kill and maim. From Tamil Nadu to Karnataka to Jharkhand, civic apathy is a common curse suffered by cities across India. In the latest incident of negligence, a motorcyclist in Chennai fell into a deep pit dug for stormwater drainage. 33-year-old Vasudevan was reversing his bike but couldn't gauge the unevenly dug pit. The software engineer, a resident of Adambakkam, would consider himself lucky to escape with minor bruises. In Mumbai, the country's financial capital, potholes are not just a nuisance for commuters. This year, 154 people have died in road accidents, some of which were caused by potholes.
Most of these potholes have resulted in instantaneous deaths where the two-wheelers have not been able to tell in terms of how deep these potholes are that are most of the times filled with water. Once they go over this, their vehicles overturn and a heavy vehicle coming behind them crushes them or goes over them almost instantly, killing them like I mentioned earlier.
The BMC, the richest civic body of India, recently slapped a fine of 3,66,000 rupees on the Lal Bagh Cha Raja committee for creating 183 potholes during Ganeshotsav. Bengaluru, recently hit by heavy rain waterlogging, is also plagued by apathy. Angry citizens are blaming BBMP officials for the mess.
बहुत दिन से देख रहा है, बहुत एक्सीडेंट भी हुआ था इधर, काउंट भी नहीं रिस्पॉन्स देता है, मेरा सीएम भी अच्छा नहीं है, क्या भी नहीं कर रहा है, कभी ऐसा भी हो रहा है, क्या है पूरा सभी लोग आता है गिर जाता है इधर, पूरा डेंट है.
13 people died in Bengaluru over the last 5 years due to potholes. Fed up by the neglect, citizens are taking up creative methods to register their protests. In Jharkhand, Congress MLA Deepika Pandey Singh sat down on a muddy road and bathed in its water, demanding the repair of National Highway 133.
और इस रोड का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी अखबारों के माध्यम से हम लोगों को ये जानकारी हुई कि किसी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को दिया है. इसका काम जल्द क्यों नहीं शुरू हो रहा? मैं इस गंगा जल में आज तुरंत में स्नान किए हैं और जब तक यहाँ पर काम शुरू नहीं होता हम यहाँ से नहीं उठ करके जाने वाले.
In Kerala, a bride has taken the internet by storm after a video of her photo shoot at a pothole-filled road went viral. The woman was clad in a beautiful red sari and walked across the road with several potholes. Be it Jharkhand or Chennai, pothole menace is proving deadly for citizens. With Priyanka Rudrappa and Dev Kotak, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, now let's focus on the tech city Bengaluru. Who's really responsible for the pothole mess in Bengaluru? Because it's always been BJP up against the Congress blaming each other. Well, in the midst of it, where you just talk about the Sumanahalli flyover that you saw in the report that we just played. Well, this was completed by the Bangalore Development Authority in 2010 when the Congress was in power, and was handed over to the city's Civic Authority BBMP in 2015. Now in 2019 too, a patch of the flyover had caved in. Siddaramaiah, in fact, was the Chief Minister and Siddeya was one of the BDA commissioners when the flyover was being constructed. When India Today contacted him on the telephone line, he claimed that he did not remember the details of the contractors who made that flyover that you see on your television screen. Mr. Siddeya contested that, in fact, what is interesting to note while we are going to play that phone call with Mr. Siddeya, that after he left office, he contested the 2018 Assembly elections on a Congress ticket from Hassan.
So the Sumnalli flyover, which now it is slowly collapsing, and you have seen that reports on media.
Yeah.
And you were the BBMP commissioner at that point of time, sir. So what really went wrong, sir? Why there is this kind of
I'm not a technical person.
Okay.
And, it was already the work was going on already.
Okay.
And it's a question which the technical people should field. Okay.
Okay. And who was the contractors at that point of time, sir?
I have no idea. It's almost 12 years since I left BDA. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. The technical people should have looked into it. Yes.
Okay. Sir, how many years of warranty was given by them, sir? Like anything of that sort?
I don't know. You have to check with the engineering chief of the BDA then.
Okay.
All right, so this was one of the commissioners, the municipal commissioners, the BBMA commissioners who view as fought an election from a Congress ticket after the crumbling of, after he in fact commissioned the flyover right now, which is in complete disarray in terms of a number of potholes all around it crumbling. Meanwhile, let's now take you to what is taking place in the city of Bengaluru. Crumbling infrastructure, roads ridden with potholes and citizens being held ransom to civic apathy. The tech city of Bengaluru reeling in the aftermath of devastating floods, clubbed with the Bommai government facing corruption charges of taking an alleged cut over awarding civic contracts. Posters of the Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai have now been plastered across the city with the caption PayCM. Posters reading PayCM with Karnataka Chief Minister Bommai's face on it surfaced in multiple parts of Bengaluru. Congress, with its aggressive campaign to attack the BJP, shared these videos on social media as well. The posters, very cleverly, have now been made on the lines of digital wallet, Paytm. If you get it, PayCM, where Bommai face figures in the middle of a QR code with the message 40% accepted here. Now, the QR code will take people to the 40% Commission Government website, which has been launched by none other but the Congress to file complaints against the CM. Well, soon after the matter came to the notice of the authorities, these posters that you see on your television screen were removed.
ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆಗೆ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾನು ಈ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಭಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಗದಿತ ಸಮಯ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಗದಿತ 69ನಲ್ಲೋ ಎದರಲ್ಲೋ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಮ್ದೇನು ಅಭ್ಯಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸದನದಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
Known fact that today Karnataka government run by BJP is the most corrupt government in the state, in the country. And it is known fact that 40% commission is being taken for every small or big project the government is taking over. It is a known fact that substantive work is happening, and your roads which are laid as recently as 15-20 days, it washes out in the water.
By the looks of this videos, it does look like every political party is in bed together when it comes down to corruption. Why do I say that? Well, you just heard on the phone line a former BDA commissioner who was in charge at that point of time to commission a flyover, which today is completely on the verge of collapse. And what is interesting, he leaves that post of the BDA commissioner and then fights from the Congress an election, which of course he goes on to lose, but that's a separate thing. On the other hand, these posters which have come up after charges that have been made of the current incumbent BJP government taking a cut on issuing civic public contracts. I want to take this debate further. Joining me this evening, Giridhar Upadhyay, spokesperson Karnataka Bharatiya Janata Party, Aishwarya Mahadev, spokesperson Karnataka Congress, Tara Krishnaswamy, citizen activist and author. Aishwarya, I'd like to begin with you because, you know, understandably, the Congress has constantly said that this is now the purview of the BJP government. They've been in power and they had to fix what was wrong till now. But if you actually go back, we just spoke to the former BDA commissioner, who at that point of time commissioned the flyovers that we're talking about today, completely crumbling, and he gives up the post and fights an election from the Congress ticket.
Good evening, Preeti. I think first and foremost, the Congress has never shied away from the fact that if you want to have an investigation, if you want to have a probe into who is accountable, whether it is the officers, whether it's the engineers, whether it's the AWE and whoever else, the Congress will not shy away from it. And if you want to apportion blame across the board, whether it is my party or other political parties, we've already agreed. In this topic of Mr. Siddhaya when he was BDA chairman, which was several years ago, and though lack of maintenance of this flyover is also a huge issue, Mr. Siddhaya says, please ask these relevant engineers, or if the BJP actually had a place of putting the money where its mouth is, if they have an investigation, if they apportion blame.
Aishwarya, may I request you to fix your audio line? We're going to come right back to you. Would you fix your audio line? We're having huge issues with hearing you properly. I'll cut across to Mr. Upadhyay, then we'll get your audio line fixed in the meanwhile, and I'll come right back to you. Mr. Upadhyay, it's all well and good and, blame the Congress for what it did years ago. The BDA now is under you, sir, and it's been under you for many years now. And the situation of Bangalore is not any much better than it was earlier. Many would suggest it's worse.
Good evening, viewers. Yes, I do agree, Preeti, that there are issues in Bangalore, but the issue is not mainly because BJP is in rule, or that is not the only point. From the last 2 months, the unprecedented rain which had occurred in Bangalore has given rise to many issues, and a lot of development work is going on in the peripheral area of Bangalore. If you take, for example, the outer ring road, the metro work is going on, a full-fledged metro work is going on, and because of that, there has been digging of road, and this is going to happen for some time, because you know that a project of such a big estimate will take some time. I do agree it is causing inconvenience, but at the same time, if you talk about the central business district of Bangalore, since the last 3 years, around 32 roads have been redeveloped by the under the Smart City project, and out of that 31 road work has been completed. Only one road, Avenue Road, is left out. Yeah, it is not that the entire Bangalore the roads are bad. I do agree on the peripheral part. Bangalore was it had a smaller limit when it was just a municipal corporation. A large chunk of the rural area and the villages came into, and it became Brahat Bengaluru Mahanagar Palika. And during that period, because of this large inclusion of the rural areas, the development, the exponential growth of Bangalore has happened in such a way that development work is not going in par with that. But the BJP government, since the last year, since it is in governance, we have been trying all our best to get better roads. And today the Chief Minister, not even today, 2 days back also, in the floor of the House, he told that all, including the BJP, during the BJP's tenure, whatever work was done or whatever encroachment was done, an investigation will be held. So just by shouting tutu meme, nothing is going to happen.
Okay.
I think there should be a proper investigation, and the engineers and whoever is responsible has to be taken to task.
Well, there are a lot of contractors who've come, on our channel, sir, who've come on air and said very clearly that there is a cut which is involved. When there is corruption well entrenched, and it's not just your government, they said it was there in the previous government, just the cut has risen in your government. That's what they said to us on camera. But I'll come right back to you, and okay, give me a minute. I just want to bring in Tara Krishnaswamy into this conversation as well. She's a citizen activist. Tara, you fought many battles when it comes down to civic apathy in your city. But having said that, do you now actually believe your Chief Minister, who says that a proper investigation will be carried out on what has exactly gone down? Who is corrupt? Who is responsible for putting the citizens through the kind of misery that it has?
Preeti, Bangalore has had 13 deaths due to potholes, and 20,000 crores plus has been spent in the past few years, of which 2 years, as you know, during COVID, there is no traffic. It is not like there is even wear and tear on the roads. After 20,000 crores and 4 years, few months into the upcoming Karnataka elections, which have to complete by April, May of next year, if you haven't even audited the status and you don't have a report for what is wrong, when we talk of people, how do we believe that anything is going to change? You know, 23 crores were spent on the roads when the Prime Minister Modi came just to fix the potholes. So urgently, overnight, you throw a large amount of money to fix things which then spoil equally fast, right? On the other hand, you spend 20,000 crores on Bangalore roads, including smart city, and we still have problems with those roads, right? Look at the smart city laid roads and the pavements. You will see how there are holes in those pavements. You will see how they are simply not safe for people to walk. And that is one set of problems. The other set of problems is the parastatals. We have structural issues. It's not just a question of when BJP is in power, they're too busy doing something else and they haven't fixed our civic issues. That is why we elected them. What is the point of them sitting today and saying that, you know, certain things were done during the Congress regime? If they're not going to fix it, why bother to elect them at all? Now, structurally, we have parastatal issues. BDA that you just heard, you just spoke to Mr. Siddhaya, is a parastatal. These parastatals are outside of state accountability and purview as far as citizens are concerned. There is nobody elected that is holding them, and this is what happens. They can dig things up, not close them. That could be the water board in Bangalore, BWSSB, it could be the BESCOM, it could be Smart City themselves. When Smart City took a 500 meter road, 500 meters, very, very short road, and they laid it for more than 1 year. Where will we go and complain? It was dug up for more than 1 year. Where will we go and complain? To Delhi, because Smart City is not a local organization. So we have parastatals that are handling simple things, right, like road laying of side roads. These are not highways we are talking about. Some roads are owned by corporation, BBMP. Some roads are owned by national highways, state highways, Karnataka Road Development Corporation Limited, PWD. Where do we go? Run pillar to post. And these are parastatals, your BESCOM, BWS, they're all allowed to dig up, Smart City. There is nobody to ask them who is going to close the road because there is no single authority responsible for roads. As a citizen, if you fall down from your bike because of a pothole and you rush to your corporation, they will tell you, sorry, this is not small roads, big roads. You go there, they will say PWP. They will send you to KRDCL. They will say NHAI. They will say Smart City. There is nobody who owns roads or is accountable to the citizen of Bengaluru. We have structural issues. Right. So this business of corruption, you know, will go away if I come, if you come, or, you know, any other party saying we are the most non-corrupt party, that is not going to fix the problem. You know, in this one, right. You know, Tara, just stay with me. If we have Aishwarya back with us. All right, we're going to try and get her back in just about a minute. But Mr. Upadhyay, you know, in all of this, what is deeply embarrassing is you might blame the Congress for this. But the fact is, posters of PayCM at the back of charges of corruption in civic public projects is deeply embarrassing, sir, for a government which is going into election in the next 1 year.
No, it is not embarrassing when it comes from a party like Congress, and the Congress has a president who was in TR jail, and he's been under investigation from the last 2 days by ED and tax evasion. The Supreme Court has told that further investigation can be done. Siddaramaiah was involved in a teacher recruitment scam. So if a party of which is corrupt to the core is making such allegation, I don't think people will agree on that part. I do agree on one aspect that there has been a little bit of issues with the roads from the last 1 year or 2 years because of the massive development work which is going on in certain areas of Bangalore, and Bengaluru Smart City Project Limited CEO Mr. Cholan has told that by July 2023 these project work will be completed. And if you are asking me, will this road will be of good quality, 3-year defect liability will be there on the contractors who have laid the road. So that is one thing which has been looked into, and around 200 crore rupees has been earmarked for the maintenance of all these roads. But so, you know, Mr. Upadhyay, it's all well and good. We're waiting for Aishwarya to come in. It's all well and good to say if posters of PayCM have come up because the Congress is running an aggressive campaign against you. It's not just limited to that. Like I said, sir, we carried out an independent, and hear me out, we carried out an independent investigation where we spoke to many contractors who came on air and admitted that if at the Congress it was 10%, during the BJP it goes up to a 40% cut. All said and done, Chief Minister and almost all our senior leaders have been telling 100 times that if you have evidence, please show the evidence. That is something which has been told again and again. and taking the evidence and going to opposition leader and giving it to him doesn't make the issue move forward. You please show the evidence to the concerned authority so that investigation can be done. This 40% commission is only is something which is being told, but there is no concrete evidence to prove that. Please prove that. That is something which has to be told to the contractor by CM. CM himself has told, if you have the evidence, please come and give the evidence. We will move forward and we'll investigate on this.
Tara, do you reckon that it's the citizen as usual caught in this political quagmire when you're talking about graft, when you're talking about abject corruption, which clearly is resulting in civic apathy of unprecedented levels?
It's hugely disappointing to hear. It's hugely disappointing to hear the party that is ruling the state not take responsibility and launch ad hominem attacks when they are pointed to actual evidence. These are roads breaking. Forget the opposition. Who cares? Citizens are falling down from bikes, and there have been deaths due to potholes. And to say, okay, XYZ is corrupt, ABC is corrupt in whichever party, that is, who the hell cares? What we care about is, are you fixing our civic infrastructure? We elected you for that. Your term is almost over. Why are you talking about personal attacks? Why haven't you launched it? Why haven't you, already fixed it? Why
have to speak about DK Shivkumar because Preeti asked me about the PayCM poster.
Sir, if we have to go, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. Please don't interrupt me. But if we have to go back and forth like that, the reason the Nalvat Sarkara or 40% commission is there today is because during the last 2018 elections, the Prime Minister himself campaigned in Karnataka calling Congress.
All right, I have Aishwarya there. I only have a minute left. We've just got her back and fixed her audio. Aishwarya, I want you to come in, and you're today being charged because your government is what the BJP says is responsible for the state of affairs where civic sense or in the kind of civic apathy we see in Bengaluru. You are responsible for it, and on top of it you're running a campaign of maligning the government by plastering the city with posters of PayCM.
Preeti, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
So perfect. I heard Mr. Girish Upadhyay and the large statements he made about what my party leadership is and whatnot, and honestly, you really have no standing when your chief minister went to jail and you had 3 CMs, then he got displaced now, and there's a lot that we can talk about. Preeti, he talks about, I don't care when the accusations come from the Congress, fine, ignore what the Congress has to say. But the Contractors Association, the private teachers organizations, medical dispensary suppliers, you see people who provide gunny sacks, you see people who provide food to goshalas, all of them are also complaining about the fact that this government is taking a commission. You can try and abdicate responsibility, but Preeti, you have to realize what have they done in these 3 years when they say we're a party with a difference and na khaunga, na khane dunga. This is ridiculous. They are mired in corruption from top to bottom, and they would like to take down the Congress irrespective of what it is. If you have that much of political will and that much conviction that you're not corrupt, ask for a probe, ensure an impartial probe, and you'll see where the heads roll and skeletons.
Well, that's what the BJP spokesperson is saying.
Floor of the house,
right? Yeah, that's what even the chief minister on the floor of the house has said.
He has told an inquiry will be there. Who has encroached all these stormwater drain? Who has encroached on lake bed? Everything will be done.
After demolishing 4 people's houses, you shamelessly
try to change the maps of Bangalore to show that there are no lakes.
May I, with your permission, bow out of this debate? May I? I appreciate all 3 of you for joining us, and ultimately, viewers, and I'm sorry to say this over and over again, it's getting a bit rhetorical when you come down to it. The citizen is the collateral with all the politics that you see in the fray. We're going to keep a keen eye. Will those potholes be fixed? Well, we really do hope so, and we're going to do what we can to put the spotlight on the civic apathy that the tech city of Bengaluru continues to face.